Algebra! Liam, are you ready to go? I'm excited. You should be too. We are finally at the grand finale. We're recording. No booze on the YouTube. This would be like the climax of a story, tying it to lit here, right? Because all unit we've been building up to solving equations, and we're finally here. And we're going to start with one-step equations using just everyone's favorite addition and subtraction. Yeah?
Me?
Yeah.
How about we just, take the day off of math?
You just had 2 days off for math. 3 if you count Fridays or retake day. So, we're going to start with n plus 6 equals 18. And you know, I used to teach like 3 different methods on how to solve this. And there is one that's the most efficient. It's the best one to use. Opposite operations. It should have been what you've been taught when you solved equations in the past. I since have said, you know what? Forget this other stuff. I only want you to know opposite operations because logic only takes you so far. In fact, families only take you so far, whereas opposite operations take you everywhere. Any equation that you will come across, you can solve using opposite operations. And so think about opposite operations. Like I said, you probably have seen this before. Let's dissect it. How would you solve this equation? And when I say solve, I mean we want to know what n equals, right? When we say solve an equation, we're solving for the variable. I'm not giving it to you. You are solving so you can tell me what the variable is. How would you do it? Layla? Why would you subtract 6 from 18? Because what?
That would equal n.
That would equal n. Why does it equal n? You're absolutely right. I'm digging deep here. Why would that equal n? Okay. So Layla's suggesting we subtract 6 from 18, and that tells us that n equals 12. Right? Why does that work? Connor.
Because 12 plus 6 equals 18.
Okay, so you can check it, just like CO15. If n is 12, does this work? 12 plus 6 equals 18. Yes, it does. But why subtract 6?
Well, we could have tried last year.
I should have. Correct. Okay. Maybe you remember last year an equation. It's kind of like a balanced scale, like you'd see in science class or something like that, right? Okay? That equal sign means that things are balanced. So right now on the left side we have n plus 6, and that's equal to, it's the same as, it's balanced with 18. So if we subtract 6 from 18 to get 12, what do we have to do to keep this balanced scale balanced? Because if you take away 6 from one side, what's going to happen? Right? Where do you also have to take away 6 from to keep this balanced?
18.
We already did that. We took away 6 from the right side, but if we only take away 6 from one side, now we're not balanced anymore.
Wait.
Well, there's a game I played, and how to keep it equal was you would put it on top so that it couldn't weigh down either side.
That game sounds soups fun. Not what we're doing today, but I'll definitely.
It keeps it equal though.
If we take away 6 from the right side, what do we have to do to keep it balanced? Where else do we have to take away 6 from? The left side, right? And why this works is because if we subtract 6, Bryn, if we subtract 6 from 6, what do we get? 0. And n is left by itself.
What the heck?
Yes, you should have been paying attention for the entire thing. Now it's confusing because we were listening, okay? You subtract 6 from this positive 6. That's why it's called opposite operations. Think of perm dots. Addition and subtraction, we said they are opposites, right? If you have n plus 6 and you subtract 6, now you just have n by itself. N plus 0 is just n. And you take away 6 from the other side as well to keep this equation balanced. Otherwise, they're going to go all wonky on you, and that's how you get that n equals 12. Okay? opposite operations. What is being done to n, you do the opposite. And that will allow you to solve for n. Okay? This is a lesson you want to pay attention to because it builds on everything else after this. Okay? 8 plus n equals 25. What are we going to have to do to this left side of the equation to get n by itself? Marina?
I just have the answer.
What is it?
17.
And how'd you get there?
I did 20.
I will ground you longer. Shush. Go ahead.
I did 25 minus 8.
Okay, Marina did 25 minus 8 to get 17. Why subtract 8? You're supposed to do the opposite, right? What sign does this 8 have on the left side? Positive. How do you turn a positive 8 into 0?
Opposite.
By subtracting 8, right? 8 minus 8. Girls, I'm serious. Every equation coming after this is going to be difficult if you don't get the basics. This is like ground level. Get in on the ground level. Okay? If we have a positive 8, we want to make that 0 to get n by itself. How we do that is by subtracting 8 from it. Because what's 8 minus 8? 0. What do we have left over here on this side if we take away the 8? Just the n, right? And on the right side, if we subtract 8 from 1 to keep this balanced, remember it's like a scale, we got to subtract 8 from the other side as well, as Marina did, and that's how we get 17 as our answer. 25 minus 8.
So it's just basically the same as we did last year.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wait, so then this is back.
Ava.
On the test, do we have to write down all of this?
No. So, on the test, you do not need to show work ever.
What?
That being said, you never need to show work
What?
on a test.
It's just because
If you can
so
do
much
it, then.
better.
then
Always?
so. Correct.
For every single test?
Right.
What?
We always had to show
I
our work
spent like
last year.
20 extra minutes looking at every single thing I've done on my calculator.
I mean, you should be checking your work. You should be showing work, but I don't take points off if you don't. Okay? That being said, if you make, like, if all you write on a test for this one, you get this on a test and you say, oh, n equals 18, which is wrong, right? 8 plus 18 is 26, not 25. And you got that because you mistyped your minus 8 or you tried to get it in your head, you subtracted wrong. If this is all I get, I'm taking a point off because n does not equal 18, right? If you show me this and you have n equals 18, you're probably going to get the point because I can see you understand what to do, you just made a whoop-to-do, right? So showing work has its advantages. Okay? But you don't have to. All right, next one. N minus 13 equals 19. What's going on the left side here? What operation is that?
Minus.
Subtraction, right?
Subtraction.
What's the opposite of subtraction?
Addition.
Addition. So what are we going to do
Addition.
over here to get n by itself?
13 plus 19?
Nope.
Oh.
How do we turn a negative 13 into 0? What's the opposite of a negative
Opposite
13?
operations. Positive.
Positive 13, exactly, right? There's two ways you can think about it. The opposite of a negative 13 is a positive 13, or the opposite of subtracting 13 is adding 13. Either way, we get this. And what's negative 13 plus 13? 0. Negative 13 plus 13 is 0. That's why we do it. We want to be able to cancel those two terms out. So all that's left over there is the n. Okay, Claire?
Wait, so say it's addition first. and
Well,
then-
let's question on this one right now. When we get there, you can ask away. I don't want to jump around too much though. Okay? So we've added 13 because that's the opposite of subtracting 13. We did that on the left side of the equal sign. What are we going to do on the right side now to keep this balanced so it doesn't go plunk like that? Add 13, right? What we do to one side, we have to do to the other because this is like our balanced scale. Okay, if we add 13 to one side of a scale and not the other, it's going to go wonky. We've got to do it to both. And what's 19 plus 13? 32. And here's where you ask yourself, can n be 32? If n is 32, does 32 minus 13 equal 19?
Yep.
Yes, it does. It checks out. Okay, Bryn?
It says we have to use two methods.
You don't. Okay? Last one. N plus 12 equals 50. What do we have to do on the left side to get n by itself? Opposite operations, get rid of the 12. What does that involve, Layla? So we subtract 12. N plus 12 equals 50. The opposite of adding 12 is subtracting 12. The opposite of a positive 12 is a negative 12. Either way you look at it, 12 minus 12 equals 0. So n is by itself, and as Layla said, we also have to subtract 12 from the right side to keep our little equation balanced. Same thing to both sides. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Do to one side as you do to the other side, right? And 50 minus 12 equals 38. Okay? Does this work? If n is 38, does 38 plus 12 equal 50? Yes, it does. We know that we are correct. So, you did this last year. A couple people commented on that. Oh, this is what we did last year. Do you have questions? Claire, did you get your question answered?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the ground level for equation solving for the rest of your algebraic career. Understanding opposite operations, first of all what they are, then how to do them is going to make every equation solvable. Okay? Your homework for tomorrow, and we've got some time, we can do a couple up on the board here. It says, pick a favorite. You are only using opposite operations. Your work must be shown. So I said tests, you don't have to show your work. This is not a test, this is homework. You do need to show your work. Even if you're using a calculator, I need to see that opposite operation method that we talked about. So what's one on the page that maybe you've come across and you're like, I'm not quite so sure about this, that you want to go over? Any of them stand out to you as being particularly tricky? Yeah?
The negative 9.
Oh, sure. Negative 9 plus n equals negative 6. Okay? So on that left side there, the side with n on it, we have a negative 9. We want to get rid of that negative 9. So here, what's the opposite of a negative 9?
Plus.
Positive 9, right? So we are going to add 9 to the left side. Because negative 9 plus 9 equals 0. It is now by itself. But since we added 9 on the left, we also have to add 9 on the right. And what is negative 6 plus 9? 3. Does this work? Is negative 9 plus 3 equal to negative 6? Yes, it is. Okay? Great. Another one that you want to talk about. This is fun.
Wait, do we have to do all these?
Yes. Yes. Yep, the entire page of 32. Layla. Negative 12 plus n equals 10. This is very similar to the one we just did here, right? We have to get rid of that negative 12. What's the opposite of negative 12? Positive 12, adding it, okay? The opposite of a negative 12 is a positive 12, adding 12 to both sides to keep this balanced. Negative 12 plus 12 gives us our 0, it cancels it out. And Sawyer, come up here, and 10 plus 12 is 22. Does this work? Is negative 12 plus 22 equal to 10? Yes, it is. It checks out. Right? You also have 2 word problems down at the bottom. It says the number of baseball cards is a limited edition collection is 100, and you already have 36. How many more cards do you need to complete the set? Okay, a question like this is solving for a variable, right? Because if you already have 36 cards and you need some other number of cards to total 100, this is the equation that's being solved here, right? 36 plus what will get me all 100? You probably wouldn't think about it like an equation, but that's kind of what's going on here, okay? Today it's -3 degrees outside, and tomorrow it'll be -11. How many degrees colder will it be tomorrow? Okay. So all of page 32, work must be shown. How you are finding your answer. Yes?
Is this enough work? I did the opposite.
Yeah, so I need to see the opposite operations on both sides. Okay? Don't just write the minus or the +9 on one side but not the other side. You need to show me what you're doing on both sides, because otherwise I don't know how you get from -6 to 3. Right? Is it magic? Is it sorcery? Oh no, I added 9 to that. Right? You have to show me that. Right? This isn't a tremendous amount of work compared to what's coming with the equation solving, but opposite operations. Other questions, comments, concerns, complaints, compliments, congratulations, criticisms on this? Or others you'd like to do together? Okie dokie, with gusto! That's how you math.